Yeah, man. Still the 18th of January 2023. Right now, I got this broadcast penetrating my neck, all in this area right here. And so I wanted to document that, like, as it's happening, because they started, uh, really, they've been doing this stuff to me all day. It started this morning as soon as I woke up, and really last night, but while I was sleeping too. But by the time I woke up, my right foot was hurting so bad from broadcast that I was literally limping. And I did a video about that earlier. And since I did that video, they kind of backed off of the foot. But what they've been doing is constantly putting stuff in my eyes. And it's like broadcast, and you can feel like the particle matter within this broadcast. So it's like, um, I've been doing a little research, and it's a lot of stuff about light is particles as well as like waves. But so I don't know if that's like how the broadcast works or whatever, but when they're using broadcast, there is definitely some particle matter in this broadcast. And so they put this stuff in my eyes, and what they do is, I talked about how they can live as a broadcast, how they're on mind control. And I compared it to the movie Avatar, the original part one Avatar, when they were in that capsule. Okay, and that's them, they're on mind control right then, because they're in that capsule, and that's broadcasting them and allowing them to receive everything from this physical being, which is the avatar, that they're connected to, and they're living as that avatar. But in this case, in real life scenarios, it's a broadcast made of broadcast waves, and somehow through frequencies and broadcast, they're able to get on mind control and connect to and live as a broadcast. And not a capsule, a whole capsule thing, something that's about a same consistency, less invasive, or thinner even than this hat I'm wearing. It's just a thing they put on their head. It usually it leaves a hole for the ears, and it goes around and straps around their neck, and then they'll put these covers over. I don't know if the eye covers are built into the actual little headset, or if they just use that separately, or if it has a function to it, but it allows them to receive on an amplified basis and to actually live as a broadcast through broadcast. Okay, so that's how when I say they're living as a broadcast. And so they're in Atlanta, I'm halfway across the country somewhere, and they're able to live as a broadcast where I am, because they have access to neural monitoring. So they have access to, well, that's not why they have access to my neural monitoring. They have access to my neural monitoring because the person that has my neural monitoring allows them to have access to it. So each neural monitoring frequency, each person that has their own frequency. So each neural monitoring is unique and controlled by somebody. And so just like gang stalkers and people in general that have access to neural monitoring, they have control over their own settings and their profile. It's like an interface that online that they can access to have. It's based on their neurological broadcast frequency, and that is remote neural monitoring. And I don't know if they actually access it through like a website, or if they have to enter in some secret thing in the command line, or if they actually have a software that they're able to connect through the command line, or just in general from the coding within it. I don't know exactly, but I know for certain that they're able to access neural monitoring in that way. And so if you have your neural monitoring, you would obviously turn off a bunch of idiots that will be connected to you. And if they're not connected to you, then you have your perimeter, and they can't get on your physical body. They can't get close enough to you to hurt you. I don't know the distance of the perimeter, so I don't know if like even people that have their neural monitoring got creepers watching them from 10 feet away with their broadcast as they're living as a broadcast. I don't know. I don't know the guidelines of what's allowed for you to have as a perimeter of privacy which you would not allow someone else to broadcast within your frequency, within some distance range of your frequency. So, this girl that has possession and control, I believe one person, okay, a girl I used to know a long, long time ago, I believe she has possession of my neural monitoring and initiated this whole thing with all of her group of people that are gang stalkers. And I happen to know some of them, and I've been involved, they've been involved, and then these other guys, the 4 guys that are on full time, they're all just part of the group, that particular group. And, I'm pretty confident in those assessments because it's not just random people that can access my neural monitoring. So I know that somebody is having a control over it to only allow certain people to have access to my neural monitoring. And then they use that, they exploit that, they use it as an advantage to be able to do whatever they want to me, to torture, to put a broadcast in my neck. Okay, they put a little broadcast on my head and just ooze bullshit into my eyes, and it's like got particle matter making my eyelashes stick together, and it's just, I've been doing like expense reports and some schoolwork or one of my math classes for the last like 3 hours, and the whole time and all day long, it's just like I got a wet rag in here that I've just been trying to wipe it off, because you can't just wipe it off like that. It doesn't work. A wet rag kind of wipes it off, and then they just rebroadcast the same bullshit onto your face again. But this monopoly of when somebody owns and possesses and controls the access to your neurological broadcast frequency, your neural monitoring, then they can have the monopoly on doing live streams of your life. So these 4 guys have an arrangement to be able to be on my neural monitoring all day, every day, full time, 100% of the time, to do EMF broadcasts, live streams of them attacking me and of my life. And they have the capability to limit who can access even their own live stream. If you put out something, you can kind of control your own content. Well, if you want to call it their content, these live streams that they're doing of this horrible broadcast torture all the time, then that's what it is. And that's how it really works. All right. So otherwise, I would have 1,000 strangers. And if they could put it on public, at least in, any way they want, most likely. But definitely when they put it on public to some extent, where at least people can see, people with neural monitoring can see your location or whatever level of information they can allow it to be public. They have control of all of those perimeters on neural monitoring. But when they put you on public, even if it's just for like location, that's what fuels the street theater. If you got people following you around and doing all of that kind of stuff, it's because whoever has control and possession of your neural monitoring, your neurological broadcast frequency control panel, interface, online profile, they put it on public, and then random people from no matter where you go, anybody that has neural monitoring can see, oh, here's a targeted person. Let's mess with them. I've had people try to run me off the road on purpose. Stop right in front of me and let out huge smoke bombs that clouded the whole street, and I'm stopped in the road just looking at these idiot gang stalkers doing stuff like that. I've had multiple cars join in together to like swerve in front of me and do, all kinds of crazy stuff that these people do when they put you on public. All right, so the person that has possession of my neural monitoring has done that in many occasions, and not so much, especially anymore, because I know how it works and I talk about this stuff. And putting your neural monitoring on public and having some strangers run me off the road and kill me or something, that's, how many times has that happened? How many times has that happened? There's a lot of people that have neural monitoring, and there's a lot of bad stuff that's happened, including higher up people, and if you think this thing's just going to get acknowledged and talked about publicly or anything else by any kind of media or any kind of public officials, you're damn right you're not getting the police to help you. or the government to help you. Of course you're not. Think of the process. Think it through. It's not going to happen. So, for one, understand how it works. For two, start learning about computer stuff, programming, and all of that type of stuff, network protocols, and everything you can to make yourself more dangerous and less targetable. All right? Be aware, keep your act together, and get a lot of money. Put yourself in the position to solve the type of problems you have. And it's going to be a long process, but otherwise it's stealing your life. So you got one option, really. One option. And, but anyway, I started this video. It's my second video of the day because these guys penetrating my neck with broadcast and oozing bullshit into my eyes and to all in my eyelashes and everything, and I'm having to wipe out my eyes or rinse out my eyes. You can feel that particle matter all in there, and it's like causing blurred vision and probably ultimately long-term damage, I'm sure, from a lot of this stuff. There's already things that they've caused actual damage that is lasting permanent. And other things that are at least lasting longer than the actual attack. So it does hurt you. It does hurt you, and it's not good for you. And this is a satellite broadcast. I've been in airplanes. I've been 3,000 miles away. I've been 30 feet away. It doesn't matter. You could be in the middle of the ocean, butt naked with no phone. They can still attack you with broadcast because you are the one that has the frequency. It's not your phone. Of course they use your phone and they hack into all your stuff. They broadcast all around you. They'd love to be able to run their live streams of them torturing you right on your service through your accounts and on your hardware. That you all pay for all of that, So, yeah, they'd love to do that. They don't have to. They can do everything to you. It's a satellite broadcast. They don't need your phone or anything else. They can do all that stuff. Anyway, got things to do. Got to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving. It's a long process. Trust the process. Trust the process, and put it in the work. Put in the work for 5 or 10 years to make yourself on a level that's just that's that's what's going to happen with me. All right. Before I'm able to. Before I'm able to do everything I want to be able to do about these gang stalkers, I'm gonna completely outgrow them, and that's where I'm headed. I'm gonna outgrow these idiots because they're idiots. They really are idiots. So anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully I don't have to do 3 or 4 videos every day, but if I have to, I will. All right, but thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.